Y'all ready for this?
We got an update on the Xavien Howard situation. He reportedly will not play for the Dolphins this year without a contract extension. If he doesn't receive a contract extension, he will request to be traded. So do we think he deserves to be paid?
No, I think I talked about this the other week ago. He's already paid pretty well, so I don't think he really needs the extension.
I think he does deserve to be paid, but if I were the Dolphins, I wouldn't do it. And I'll touch on that later because that actually has to go with my armchair GM. So we're going to move on to TJ Hockenson. The tight end University is a camp that was run by Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Greg Olsen, where some of the best NFL tight ends go and train together in Nashville. It was also the first year that they did something like this. Really, the first time any position group's done something like this, so it was pretty cool. But second year tight end TJ Hockenson impressed and won the body armor belt, I believe it was called, for being a standout during the camp. What do we think the ceiling is for TJ Hockenson? And I'm going to toss this over to Connor because I know he's just itching to talk about it.
I just want to come out and say that this tight end university thing is fucking awesome. Like, I don't know how they got this to roll together, but like, it is so cool that every player from the tight end position can just like work together on like routes and all that kind of stuff. I think it's just a great idea. I want to see other positions start doing it. Maybe like a DBU, safety U, something. I'm not sure, but like, I think it's a really cool thing that they're doing. And also, TJ Hockenson from Iowa. Shout out me and Dylan. Also, I have him in fantasy keeper for in a couple of leagues. So I think TJ Hawkinson's a top 5 fantasy tight end this year, and I think the ceiling for him is easily a Pro Bowl. Maybe an All-Pro season from TJ Hockenson.
His ceiling is whatever Jared Goff can provide.
That's true. I feel like they're going to become best buds, though, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of best buds in the NFL that isn't. I think who was it? Aaron Rodgers was with best buds with the guy they cut because he was like the worst receiver on their team.
That's true.
Yeah. I think so. I'm with Connor. Pro Bowl, maybe All Pro, but right now it is very hard to be an All Pro tight end in the NFL with the top tier talent that there's the position. But I do think he's got a great ceiling ahead of him, and he's still so young that like I think we still have plenty to see from TJ Hockenson.
No, definitely. And honestly, just like the tight end university camp in general is just giving me like NBA vibes too. Cause like the NBA is just known for all those like top notch players being friends with each other. They hoop in the offseason, they train together in the offseason. I think that's really cool. All right, moving on to our next headline. The Steelers released David Decastro and signed Trey Turner. So the Steelers announced last Thursday that they released David Decastro. A day later on Friday, news came out that David Decastro needed another ankle surgery and is also I don't know how positive this last part is, but is also apparently questioning retirement. This will also be his third ankle surgery, and he gave a quote to a radio station in Pittsburgh and said, "Last year it bothered me. Not only is it painful, but it's hard to play on when you feel like you're playing half-legged." What do you guys think David Castro's future plans are?
Yeah, this is a huge blow to the already poor Steelers offensive line. I feel sorry for Najee coming into, not the best scenario, and with an aging quarterback too, he's going to be asked to do a whole lot. So this is not a good sign for the Steelers.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the Najee thing, but that is a very good point, Cotter. Najee's going to be coming into a tough situation. It's going to be a little bit of a shell shock after running behind the best O-line in football. But I still think he's going to have a productive season. Anyways, though, my main point I wanted to touch on is I just think this highlights another time how NFL fans, or like the majority of fans, need to like take a chill pill before they comment on things, because everybody was all up in arms, fucking freaking out. How did the Steelers release David Decastro? How? Well, he didn't play good last season, and he clearly is not feeling very well, and he clearly is not even in football frame of like his body's not in. I just hate how everyone overreacts about like everything nowadays. And like you have everybody acting like they're the GM. Like, hey, everybody chill out. Like things like this happen for a reason. And like this is just another example this offseason of like there's usually a reason behind when things like this happen.
Yeah, no, Dobbs, we kind of were talking about that later, I think, not on the podcast, just me and you. And I think, well, that ankle injury definitely explains why he wasn't playing as good last year. And just in general, he's getting up there in age too. So this will definitely be something to monitor going forward. So the GM for the Lions reportedly came out and said that he believes that Jared Goff can be the long-term solution for the Lions and not just a bridge guy. How do we feel about this?
This is pretty funny. And you know what it actually reminds me of? It reminds me of Josh Rosen on the Cardinals. Oh, he's totally our guy. And then they lose like 13 games and the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, we're just going to pass on Kyler Murray, stick with Josh Rosen. Like, the Lions aren't winning in that many games. They're going to be a top 3 pick no matter what. And you're telling me they're going to pass on a quarterback?
I just think it's so funny. How many times have we heard that phrase? Like, yeah, he's our guy. He's our guy for sure. And then like a year later, they just get rid of him.
Tyrod last year with the Chargers. Oh, he's our guy.
I feel
Justin
bad
Herbert
for Tyrod.
comes out and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like, these quotes don't mean anything.
Yeah.
There's so much I can say about it. I'm going to try to condense it as short as possible. Well, first of all, I feel for him really badly right now because he has no receiving core and Anthony Lynn is his offensive coordinator. So it's kind of like, and he has a good O-line. So that's the weird dichotomy of the situation is like, he's going to have time to throw. Are his receivers going to do him any favors? And like DeAndre Swift and TJ Hockenson are seriously the 2 best targets he has. So it's kind of like, it's going to be a weird year because it's going to be like, no matter what, it's hard to really evaluate what you're getting. So it's like, even if you get like a halfway good season from him, it's kind of like, it's going to be hard to evaluate. So it's like, they're in a tough position. It'll be interesting to see what they do this offseason, no matter how things go. Like, if he produces and he doesn't throw a bunch of dumb interceptions and he can hold on to the ball and doesn't fumble the ball a ton, like we've seen a lot recently. I don't know. Like, I'm not all aboard the hate train yet, but like, I do think that saying that he's for sure like the future guy and all that's kind of like, it's like, I don't know. Like, but again, can't put too much into these quotes, I guess.
I mean, think about this. I want you guys to really think about this. Detroit, who hasn't won shit in forever, is committing to Jared Goff long term.
Yeah,
how does that make any sense? How does that make any sense?
I was just gonna say,
how does that make any sense?
Here's one question.
Here's my thing too, though. This is one thing too, though. The Texans are going to be really bad at football, very, very bad at football. And this isn't a talking point, but why the fuck did they draft Davis Mills last year? They should have just tanked and taken Spencer Rattler this year. And my thing is,
or Keaton.
Now with that, now if
UNC.
A lot of good guys.
Now, if the Texans land in those first 3 picks and the Lions are also in those first 3 picks, do you think the Texans will take another quarterback?
Probably.
And take that. Then who are the? Do you think the Lions take a top 3 quarterback this year? Because Okay, so I don't know. I mean, like
maybe not. It depends on how well Jared Goff plays, though, right? Because even if he's serviceable,
you think Jared Goff's going to play well?
That's what I mean. Like, if he's serviceable, it changes a lot of things. Like,
I think
serviceable is what do you mean? Is
no, because they have no receiving core. Like, they have no receiving core. Yeah. Like, they have.
That's
like,
what I'm
nobody.
saying. You can't be serviceable if there's no one around you that is serviceable.
No, but that's what,
when you're not even that good in the beginning with.
So if he is serviceable with nobody who's good, that means that he'll be good when he gets someone that's good around him. Then, so that's why I'm saying.
The only way you want to know why he was serviceable in LA is because he had everyone around him, and he was serviceable. He wasn't even a top guy.
I don't think he'll be good, but from the standpoint of them potentially drafting a guy next year in the top 3, I think it does depend on how he plays, because I don't even know what the draft board looks like right now. But if they feel like Jared Goff can still give them like 2 or 3 good more years and they love a position player that's not a quarterback, then I can maybe see them not taking a quarterback, right? But all right, I'm going to give my 2 cents on Jared Goff. Listen, he's not going to win anything crazy. He went to the Super Bowl with the Rams. Yeah, he looked like absolute dog shit. I honestly think that McVay is such a quarterback-friendly system, and the fact that with the run plays, the play action, like, you're not reading a whole lot. It's boom, play action, either 1-2. So did he really show that he could do that much? Not really. I don't know. Jared Goff's really not going to do a whole lot. And yeah.
I also just want to say that Anthony Lynn is the offensive coordinator. So, let's tie those
that's like
together.
The toughest. That is the toughest part of the entire
So
thing.
you have a coach who is known for not being able to close out games and win, and then you have Detroit Lions who are known for losing. What a wonderful pairing. What wonderful PR work by the Detroit Lions front office.
Well, the hardest part about all this, like, I just want to throw this in. It could be like last thing, but like the hardest part for the Lions is that it's kind of if he sucks, you're really in a shitty situation because he's going to cost you money basically till 2024, no matter what. And that's kind of like the biggest problem now of like, it's probably why that they're like open to committing to him at least for a 2 or 3 year period, because like even there's basically no reason not to at this point. He's going to end up costing you money out of your pocket anyway. You really truly might as well go balls to the wall and try to get something done with him until it's up. Like,
all I'm saying is think about how good Stafford was there and look how bad they were.
Yeah.
He's not even near Stafford.
I will say
the Dan Campbell effect, baby. We got to stop. Hey, we got to stop disrespecting Dan Campbell.
No, that's what
I know Connor's going to have something
too.
to say about Dan Campbell effect.
Hot Lions, baby.
I think that they're getting a decent roster going. Their O-line solid. They got some nice pieces. But this is also just like a confidence builder for Jared Goff too. Like the GM's coming out and saying this, like to give Jared Goff a little bit of confidence. I don't think it has any meaning to it whatsoever.